But I'm looking through this entire section about proof of residency, and I noticed that there are certain things listed. One of them says a motor vehicle insurance card. Through you, Mr. Speaker, explain to me why someone would have a motor vehicle insurance card if they don't have a car or a license beforehand. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Candelaria.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, that's currently part of the requirements that DMV has in their official document checklist. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I'm understanding that the items that are listed in this section, proof of residency, are something that motor vehicle already accepts. But of course, they came up with this list of things that they accept because they're dealing with people that live here and are citizens of the United States. And I think there's very little question about their citizenship when they're able to provide the other documents that they would require, like a birth certificate and so forth. This is an entirely different and new situation where we have none of that documentation and we have very little information to verify someone's identity. And between you and me, Mr. Speaker, looking at the requirements for sections 1, 2, and 3 for the primary proof of identity, secondary proof of identity, and the proof of residency, I don't think that if I had these documents, I could get a fishing license, let alone a driver's license. Yet we are going to go forward without really being able to verify someone's identity in any way, shape, or form because we have no fingerprints. We have limited documents from their country of origin that cannot be validated in any way. To me, it's a scary thought. Seeing how we're talking about the new license is going to say for driving purposes only on it, let me ask the question. Can this driver's license be used for any other purpose? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Candelaria.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, can the good gentleman define those purposes?
Well, I think it's a pretty simple question. It says in line 90 that this license is to be used for driving purposes only. So that, to me, would preclude any other purpose. So through you, Mr. Speaker, can the driver's license be used for any other purpose?
Representative Candelaria.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, the only purpose that the driver's license will be issued is for driving purposes only. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would just like a little bit, tiny bit more affirmation that it cannot be used for anything besides driving purposes only, as the bill states. And it seemed to me that you purposely left some wiggle room in there to say that that's what it says, but not what it does. Through you, Mr. Speaker, can the driver's license be used for anything besides for driving purposes only, as it's stated in quotes on line 90?
Representative Candelaria, I believe you've answered this question, but if you choose to answer it again.
I'll be glad to answer the good gentleman's question. Through you, Mr. Speaker. The driver's license is, as it states in the language, for driving purposes only. Now, with that said, I cannot respond what other institutions or entities will do with this driver's license. Our goal here is to issue a driver's license for driving purposes only. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, and thank you to Representative Candelaria, because I believe he's very perceptive in what I'm driving at, and that is that I think that once you issue this driver's license, there is the potential that it can be used for many other purposes, not the least of which is to buy liquor or cigarettes, to enter a bar. And yet we have, as we established in our previous discussion about proof of residency, proof of identity, and so forth, very little in the way of documentation to truly verify what the age of someone might be. So I think that by itself is a concern.